Winds of change are blowing through Washington state this morning, and you might say they smell a little funny. A new law is now in effect, the first of its kind in the U.S., that is allowing adults to own marijuana for non-medical use. John Blackstone reports from Seattle that supporters wasted no time celebrating.
3, 2, 1!
At the stroke of midnight, there were cheers in Seattle as marijuana officially became legal in Washington state. An impromptu celebration was held, appropriately enough, at the Space Needle, a Seattle high point.
Did you ever think you'd see this day?
I certainly did not. I did not by any means, but kind of glad it's here now.
The air was filled with the scent of victory for those who'd campaigned for this night. Although that itself is stretching the new law. It is not legal to use marijuana in public, just like alcohol. And while it is now legal for those 21 and over to buy marijuana, it is not yet legal to sell it. The state still has to write rules for licensing marijuana retailers.
This is the beginning of...
Washington voters passed the law partly because of the efforts of one well-traveled resident of the state.
Hi, I'm Rick Steves.
Rick Steves, who for 20 years has hosted his popular public television travel show, was prominent among those campaigning for legal marijuana.
Now, I've spent a third of my adult life in Europe, hanging out with people who think it's wacky to be locking up people for smoking pot.
In a show from Amsterdam, Steves gave a preview of what could soon be coming to cities and towns in Washington.
Throughout the Netherlands, bars selling marijuana are called coffee shops. Amsterdam alone has over 300.
He says America should not fear.
Consumption is not going to go up a lot. By every statistic, our government and the Dutch governments, Americans smoke more pot than the Dutch. And the Dutch have the most liberal laws on pot in all of Europe.
Seattle's city attorney, Peter Holmes, also pushed for the new law.
All we've done, achieved by prohibition, is to fill our jails and to make drug dealers quite rich.
He says legal marijuana, even with high taxes, will be cheaper than illegal marijuana.
You want to put the drug dealers out of business?
Absolutely.
Now that marijuana is legal here in Washington, the state is going to start collecting taxes on it. The state hopes to raise some $500 million a year. But there is one catch. Marijuana remains illegal under federal law. For CBS This Morning, John Blackstone, Seattle.
Times are changing.
Times are changing. That really is the rub, is what the Justice Department is going to do, because it's still legal, a federal crime. And now marijuana is legal for recreational use in Washington and Colorado State.
It'll be interesting to see how many other states now put it on for a vote.
Yeah, exactly.